part, we will study about oxidation and reduction, rancidity, and the metal corrosion. Now, oxidation. We are studying this topic, oxidation and reduction, from previous classes. In simple terms, what is oxidation? As a general definition, we say that addition of oxygen and removal of hydrogen is called oxidation. Similarly, if oxygen is removed or hydrogen is added to a substance, then it is called reduction. So just we write here general definition, that is oxidation. Addition of oxygen and removal of hydrogen is called oxidation. Similarly, if we will write here reduction, just opposite to it, that is removal of oxygen and addition of hydrogen is called reduction. Now we have taken the simplest definition for oxidation and reduction. In detail, if you want to know about oxidation and reduction, there is a separate topic, separate video uploaded on our channel as oxidation and reduction heading. But this is going to be studied under the chapter chemical reaction and equations. So according to that, we are taking this simple definition. Now, suppose take some example. Suppose the small filings, or we can say the copper turning is taken in a dish and heated. Suppose as an example we take here. Suppose in a dish, suppose we take copper turning and then it is heated in air over a burner. Here this is copper. Now we observe that when copper is heated in air, in oxygen, then after some times it turns black. Now here you see, that is the copper is oxidized to copper oxide. Since we see here that is oxygen is added to copper, so this is oxidation. Now we can write two things about the reaction here, that which substance is oxidized and what is the product of oxidation. So here we write copper is oxidized and copper oxide is the oxidized product. Now in this next reaction you can see here, a student, suppose if hydrogen gas is passed over heated copper oxide, then what happens? Suppose you take copper oxide heated, hydrogen gas is passed over it, then what happens here? You observe that it changes to this substance. In this part, what do you see? Here oxygen is removed. As a result, this is reduction. In this part, since oxygen was added, therefore it was oxidation. So here this time we see that oxygen is removed from copper oxide, black colored substance turns to reddish brown metal, hence it is reduction. Now we can take another example for oxidation and reduction. Suppose we see here, a student, again. Suppose zinc oxide is heated with carbon. Zinc oxide is heated with carbon. Suppose wood charcoal, coke, then it changes to Zn plus CO. Now what type of reaction is it? It is again here from this part you see, since oxygen is removed, so this is reduction process. Reduction process. Now commonly a student we see that if one substance, if there is the oxidation of one substance, then there will be the reduction of another substance. Means in general, in many reactions, oxidation and reduction take place simultaneously. In that case, such a reaction is known as redox reaction. So, we can explain here about the redox reaction. That is, we will take some more example, but here we can explain now redox reaction. Redox reaction, that is the reaction in which oxidation and reduction take place simultaneously is called redox reaction. So in general we see that if a substance is oxidized, there will be another substance which will be reduced. Like we take example for redox reaction. Suppose again we take ZnO plus C. What happens here again, student? You see that is from this part oxygen is taken up by carbon and it changes to this substance. So from this part oxygen is taken out, removed, leaving behind the zinc. So this is reduction. And that oxygen is taken up by the carbon. So 2 carbon oxygen is added. Hence this is oxidation. So what do you see here? That is, if one substance is oxidized, the another substance is reduced. Hence, the oxidation and reduction takes place simultaneously. This is the redox reaction. Take one more example for it. Suppose manganese dioxide, which is the black colored oxidizing agent, is heated with concentrated hydrochloric acid. Then what happens? Like you see, suppose this is MnO2. This is black colored oxidizing agent. It is heated with concentrated hydrochloric acid. Then what happens? The products are MnCl2 plus H2O plus Cl2. Now just you can see a student here. From this part, from hydrogen chloride, hydrogen is removed and chlorine is left behind. So from this part we see that hydrogen is removed, therefore this is oxidation. This is oxidation, means hydrogen chloride is oxidized to chlorine gas. At the same time, from MnO2, oxygen is taken out and this salt is formed. So since oxygen is removed, so this is reduction. Although we will study in detail why is this taking place, because oxygen is removed but chlorine is added, that is electronegative radical is added. But in detail in other topics, other video which is related to exclusively for oxidation and reduction, you will study it on the basis of valency, on the basis of charge, and then it will be further more clear to you. So in such reactions we see that oxidation and reductions take place simultaneously. So this is the redox reaction. Clear, student? Now one more thing. The substance whose reduction takes place is called oxidizing agent, and the substance whose oxidation takes place is called reducing agent. So sometimes the equation is given, you will have to identify the part of oxidation, part of reduction, as well as you will have to answer for name of the oxidizing and reducing agent. So in this part, MnO2 is the oxidizing agent and this is the reducing agent. So just directly we can say that the substance whose reduction takes place is oxidizing agent and substance whose oxidation takes place is a reducing agent. So oxidation and reduction, redox reaction as a simple topic will be clear to you. Now student, in next part we have to study the corrosion. Corrosion. Now what is corrosion? In general, in daily life we hear about it. According to the definition, according to the concept, when metal articles, active metals, are exposed to air or other chemicals in our surrounding, then it gets reacted. Means the metal is attacked by water, air, or the other chemicals in the surrounding. This process is known as corrosion, and the metal is said to be corroded. Now, the rate of reaction, the rate of corrosion of metal depends upon their reactivity. So, we will study it here. Corrosion, when the metal is attacked by air, water, or other chemicals in the surrounding, then it is said to be corroded, and the phenomenon is called corrosion. So we see here that when metal is exposed to air, water, or other chemicals in the surrounding, then it is attacked by means reacts with these substances and its nature will be changed. Sometimes from the surface of the metal it will be the new product formed after oxidation, after corrosion will be removed. Like many iron articles gets rusted when exposed to moist air. Now the metals are corroded due to air, water, soil, salts, sea coming in contact with seawater, they get corroded. So here student we see that the corrosion takes place with the metals. The highly reactive metals or the highly reactive metals in the metal activity series get corroded easily, so they are required to be protected. Like you see, suppose here the common example of corrosion, that is when copper article, that is suppose we take example copper articles develop develop greenish coating after long period due to formation of basic copper carbonate. So copper particles reacts with atmospheric air, moist carbon dioxide and develops basic copper carbonate. When it is rubbed, the upper surface of compound formed on it is removed and it again becomes shiny. Similarly, we see that silver particles turn black after long period due to the formation of silver sulfide. Now it is due because when silver particle is exposed to atmospheric air, it reacts with sulfur dioxide, H2S gas present in air, and it forms silver sulfide. It turns black. Again, when it is rubbed, it will become clean. Now, some metals like you see aluminium and zinc develop hard coating of their oxides by reacting with atmospheric air or water and become passive, that is protected. So this can be taken as the advantage of corrosion. That is, aluminium and zinc particles are exposed to air over long period. They form hard coating, passive layer of their oxides, and further corrosion stops. So corrosion starts, but it will be useful to it. It will further prevent corrosion of these metals. The most important example of corrosion is the rusting. And in rusting, we see here that is the fourth example. The most important example of corrosion is rusting. Rusting is responsible for the corrosion of iron particles when exposed to moist air over long period. Reddish brown flaky coating is developed over the iron particles, which is gradually removed from its surface, due to which the iron particles become weak. Like you see, that is the formation of reddish brown flaky, that is the layer by layer leaving the surface soft, reddish brown flaky coating over iron particles due to slow oxidation when exposed to moist air over long period. This process is known as rusting. Now, if we will study the reaction for rusting, then what happens? Now, air reacts with oxygen in the presence of moisture in the air. these two substances, that is iron, gets oxidized slowly, forming Fe2O3, and here this water molecule get attached to it, that is it will be in the form of, here water is added, due to which it develops flaky coating. Now here you see, first of all, they balance this part. You take 2, here it is 4, 3, and now on this part 2, the number here is not fixed, so we can write here 2x. 2x H2O, that is twice of Hx, that is 2x H2O is added to it. This is the reddish brown flaky coating, and this is termed as rust. The question may be asked, what is the compound present in the rust, or what is the chemical name of rust? This is called hydrated ferric oxide. Hydrated ferric oxide. This is called rusting. Now, rusting is disadvantageous. It causes economic as well as mechanical loss. Mechanical loss means the iron articles gradually become weak due to the corrosion, due to the rusting. From the upper layer, its layer gets removed, it becomes weak. And economic, because if it gets corroded, if the iron articles like iron gate, grills, bridges, girders get rusted, it will have to be replaced by newer one, so there is loss of economy, loss of money. Or if we want to prevent rusting, we require some additional support like painting, greasing, oiling, plastic coating, enamel coating, which will prevent oxidation. As well as we can also put aluminium or zinc layer over iron articles to prevent them from rusting. So the advantage, this is the disadvantage of corrosion of metal. Clear, student? Now one thing can be written here. The coating of zinc over iron article to prevent rusting is called galvanization. So this is the method of preventing rusting. Now one more thing, student, about rusting. That is, rusting requires two conditions. That is, the rusting requires presence of air as well as presence of moistures. So what are the conditions required for rusting to take place? The presence of air and the presence of moisture. So these are the two conditions required for rusting to take place, and if any one of them, that is, suppose the air should be dry or there is only water, no air dissolved in it, like boiled water, then in this case the rusting will not take place. Clear, student? So this is about the corrosion of metal, or simply corrosion. Now the next topic is rancidity. We have often observed or experienced that when the fat or oil containing foodstuffs, food items are left over long period in storage, and when they are eaten, they are tasted, we will observe some change in taste and smell of it. It may be sour, it may be having different smell. Now this is because the fats and oils in these food items get oxidized over long period. This is called rancidity, and the substance is said to become rancid. So this is related to oxidation of fats and oils. So For the rancidity we write that is the oxidation of fats and oils. Fats and oils, fats and oils uh, due to which their tastes, their smell and taste change is called rancidity. And the substance becomes rancid. The substance becomes rancid. So this is related to the oxidation of fats and oils. So in order to prevent food items containing fats and oils from oxidation, some chemicals are added to it for storage, for before packaging, that will prevent their oxidations. And these substances are known as antioxidants. So in order to, that is, to prevent their oxidation, like you see here, student, oxidation, antioxidant substance is added to them. Antioxidant. Now the most common example we have often seen, that is when the packet containing chips and the other dry items containing fats and oils are opened, then there will be the gas flushing out of it. What is this gas? This gas is actually nitrogen. Nitrogen is flushed. Nitrogen is filled in these packets that does not allow substances to be oxidized. So nitrogen here acts as antioxidant substance. So we see here, that is chips bags are flushed with nitrogen gas, which prevents its oxidation. Oxidation of fats and oils. So when fried items containing fats and oils are required to be stored, then they are required to be flushed with nitrogen gas, which will behave like antioxidant substance. Clear, student? So many food items which are packaged are flushed with nitrogen or any other chemical antioxidant substances added to it. Now suppose like many food items, sweets are packed in foil of aluminium. The aluminium foil also acts as antioxidant substance because aluminium is highly reactive metal, so it reacts with oxygen present in that packet, in that space inside it, and prevent the oxidation of these food items. This is why you have often observed that in a containers, tin cans where the food items are stored, the upper part is sealed with foil of aluminium, thin sheet of aluminium, which acts as antioxidant substance. Clear, student? So this is all about the chapter of chemical reaction and equations. Now students, again just go through every point, every topic, every part of the videos in sequence. It will be clear to you. You will be able to answer every types of questions. At some places you will get it is in more detail in order to increase your knowledge. Clear, student? Now if you like all these things, then share and subscribe the channel, as well as press bell icon to get the notifications or the notification of the videos uploaded by us. Okay student, thank you.